Good morning, children. Once again, which lesson, children? Yes, you got it right. How the camel got his hump. It's a recap, children. And if you read and revise again and again, you'll be thorough with the story. Yes, children? So let's have a recap of the story. Let's go through the story once again. Do you know the reason why? You'll be thorough with the lesson. You can answer any and every question. You'll not face any problem in the examination. That's the reason I am doing it again and again. So children, let's begin the story. Remember, children, I told you the world had just begun and the animals started working for humans, for man. There was one lazy animal that did nothing and said nothing but hump. Which animal am I talking about, children? Yes, you got it right. I'm talking about the camel. Even the clever jinn was at his wits' end. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he punished the camel. Yes, children, you remember? Okay. In the beginning, when the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel. And where did he live? Where did the camel live? He lived in the middle of a howling desert where he did not want to work. He ate sticks and thorns and prickles because these are the only things available in the desert. Why nothing grows in a desert? Because of scanty rainfall. That's the reason only sticks and thorns and prickles grow in deserts. And what's a howling desert? Howling actually means to shout, children. Yes. And what did the camel do? It did nothing but said only hump. Presently, the horse came to him on Monday morning with the saddle on his back and said, "Camel, oh camel, come out and trot like the rest of us. Move around like the rest of us. Come on, do some work." Hump, said the animal, and the horse went away. And what did the horse do? He went and complained to the man. Presently, the dog came to him. So, first the horse came to him. Then which animal came? The dog with a stick in his mouth. You can see he has a stick in his mouth. Who? The dog. And what did the dog say? Children, before I move further, just look at that. Jinn. D-J-I-N-N. Pronounced jinn. And variously spelt as G-E-N-I-E, G-E-N-I-I, J-I-N-E-E, D-J-I-N-N-I. So spelt variously. But what is the correct pronunciation? Jinn. Yes. And what is the meaning of jinn? A spirit that has strange powers and can assume any form. It can take the shape of a human being. It can take the shape of an animal also. So that's a jinn, children. Camel, oh camel. Camel, oh camel. Come and fetch and carry like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel, and the dog went away and complained to the man. So the camel was not bothered to do any work. It just said hump. That's all, children. Presently, the ox came to him with the yoke on his neck and said, Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us, plow the field like the rest of us. But the camel was not bothered to do any work, children. The camel only said, hum. And what did the ox do, children? Ox went away and told the man. That is, he complained to the man. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, 3, oh 3, because there were 3 animals. Yes, horse, dog and ox. That is why 3, oh 3, I'm sorry for you. That's what the man said. Look at the picture, children. The man is talking to the 3 animals. Who are the 3 animals? Horse, ox and dog. You can see there in the picture there. Did you see the picture? Okay, let's move on. But the hump thing in the desert, children, what's that hump thing in the desert? Camel. He said he can't walk. But the hump thing in the desert can't walk, or he would have been here by now. So I'm going to leave him alone and you must work double time to make up for it. So what did the man tell the 3 animals? The man said, see, look here, you people have to work double time. Why? Because the camel was not willing to do any work. That made the 3 very angry and held a panchayat. They held a panchayat. Panchayat means a meeting on the edge of the desert, on the corners of the desert, the sides of the desert. And the camel came chewing cud and laughed at them. And he said, hump, and went away again. Presently, there came along the jinn who was in charge of all deserts. And it came rolling in a cloud of dust. See, look at the picture, children. That's a jinn. See, the jinn has come rolling in a cloud of dust. You can see there in the picture there, children. And the animals that are present are horse, ox and the dog. Yes, children. Okay, we'll move on. Jinn of all deserts, said the horse, is it right for anyone to be idle? So the horse asked the jinn, is it right for anyone to be idle? Children, let me tell you, the horse is talking about which animal here? Which animal is idle? Yes, he's talking about the camel. Certainly not, said the jinn. Well, said the horse, there's a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long legs. What's that thing? Camel. And he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. He was not willing to move. Phew, said the jinn, whistling. That's my camel. What does he say about it? He says hump and he won't plow, said the ox. Very good, said the jinn. I'll hump him if you will kindly wait a minute. That means I'm going to punish him now. Just wait a minute. The jinn, this is the second part, children. The jinn remonstrated with the camel who said hump. The camel's beautiful back suddenly grew a lump. So the jinn spoke to the camel, and what happened? He developed a hump. It was actually a punishment given to the camel. His beautiful back suddenly grew a lump, which was called the camel's hump. That protrusion on the camel's back is the hump. The jinn assured the camel his hump would always be a help and not a hindrance. The jinn assured the camel, he said, Don't worry, it's not going to be a hindrance, it will not trouble you. In fact, it will help you. The jinn rolled himself up in his dust cloak and took a walk across the desert and found the camel looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. So what was the camel doing? He was looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. My friend, said the jinn, what's this I hear of your doing no work? So the jinn asked the camel, is it true that you're not doing any work? The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. You can see here in the picture. See, the camel is busy looking at his own reflection. And look at the jinn. He has got his chin in his hand. He's thinking what is to be done. My friend, said the jinn. See, he must have been surprised. So the jinn sat down with his chin in his hand. Yes, it's there in the picture. Can you see that? While the camel looked at his own reflection. You've given the 3 extra work ever since Monday morning. All on account of your idleness, said the jinn. And he went on thinking with his chin in his hand. Sometimes even we do that, children, isn't it? When we are thinking, we put our hand where? Near to our chin. Because that's what tells that somebody is thinking something. Here the jinn is busy thinking something with his chin in his hand. Sometimes we also put our chin in our hand when we are busy thinking something. Yes, children? So you can see that in the picture, the camel is busy looking at his reflection and in a pool of water, and the jinn must be thinking, oh, what punishment can I give this camel? How can I teach him a lesson? So he's thinking what is to be done. Yes, children? Remonstrated means complained or protested. Hump, said the camel. So again the camel said, hump? I shouldn't say that again if I were you, said the jinn. So the jinn said, at least now you should not say hump and start doing your work. I want you to work. And the camel said hump again. But no sooner had he said it than he saw his back that he was so proud of, puffing up into a great big hump. So his back, what happened? He started puffing up, and finally a hump was formed on his back. Do you see that? Said the jinn. That's your own hump that you've brought upon your very own self by not working. So the jinn is basically trying to tell the camel that it has all happened because of your own mistake, your own fault. What's that? That the camel was not willing to work at all. Today is Thursday and you've done no work since Monday. When the work began, now you're going to work. So the jinn warns the camel, now you must start working. Come on, start doing some work. Yes. So that's a punishment that the jinn gave the camel, children. The camel was surprised. What did he tell the jinn? He said, how can I do any work with this hump on my back? That has a purpose, said the jinn. There's a reason for you having developed that hump, said the jinn. All because you missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating. That means without food. Because you can live on your hump, and don't you ever say, I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. So the jinn warns the camel, you better start doing work. Okay? Yes. Come on. Start working with the three animals, the horse, the dog and the ox, and better behave yourself. And the camel went away to join the three. And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. Yes, children, camel wears a hump. The camel still has a hump on his back. Yes, we call it hump. Now, not to hurt his feelings, but he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world. So he has not yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed, and he has never yet learned how to behave. The camel was the laziest animal as per the writer. Every animal works hard, whereas camel only said hump to get away. See, every animal, children, works hard, but camel was the laziest. And what did he do? He just said hump and he got away. This means that he was not interested to do any work. He was unwilling to work. That makes other not favorable to him. So he was unwilling to work. That makes others not favorable to him. Yes, hence he got a hump. That was the ugliest to see. Even the camel himself did not like his hump. Yes, he wasn't able to complete the work. As a result, he's still stuck in the desert. The lesson is to do your work on time. Otherwise, you will regret it. So that's the lesson we learn. Do your work on time. So children, the camel got his hump when the jinn cursed him with a burden on its back, as it had refused to walk. What was that burden, children? He developed a hump on his back. That was actually a punishment given to the camel. Why was that punishment given, children? Because he was not willing to work at all. And who taught him a lesson? The jinn. The moral of the story is that nothing is achieved by sitting idle and wasting time. So children, remember, don't sit idle and never waste time. Never keep your work pending for the next day. Whatever you're supposed to do, do it now. Yes, children, don't keep your work pending. What will happen if you keep your work pending? Why am I saying so? Your work will accumulate. You'll have too much of work to do. Then what will happen? You will lose interest in doing that work. And if you lose interest, what will happen? You are going to suffer in the end. So remember, never waste time. Be regular in everything. One who is lazy and does not fulfill his responsibility suffers in the end. So whatever you are supposed to do, please do it on time. Complete it. Never keep it pending or incomplete. Never waste time. Never sit idle. There's a saying in English. Do you know that, children? I'm sure you do know it. What's that? An idle mind is a devil's workshop. Yes, it is rightly said so. So, never sit idle and never waste your time. So, children, what is your assignment? Yes, your assignment is you have to go through the story once again. Okay? Write down the difficult words, the meanings of those difficult words. Write down the question answers once again, because the more you revise, you'll be thorough with the lesson. And children, if you're thorough with the lesson, you'll be confident in the examination. Yes, and that confidence will help you to do what? To do well in your examination. And moreover, it is a very interesting story. Yes, children. So remember, what does this story teach you? It teaches that never be idle and never waste time. So, that was very interesting. Yes, children. Okay, that's all for this session, children. Thank you. Goodbye.